Yes, Enbridge Gas Distribution is proposing to build a $700 million pipeline to bring shale gas up from the United States to Toronto. According to Enbridge, we need this shale gas from Pennsylvania to meet a forecast rising demand for natural gas in Toronto. And we don't believe this proposal makes sense. And it doesn't make sense because energy conservation is a better way to meet our energy needs. It's lower cost and it's cleaner, and energy conservation will create more jobs right here in Ontario. Instead of building a $700 million pipeline, what Enbridge should be doing is ramping up their energy conservation programs to reduce the gas bills of residential homeowners and businesses. And in fact, energy conservation programs could reduce customers' bills by $1.4 billion over the next 10 years and eliminate the need for this pipeline to bring shale gas to Toronto from Pennsylvania. So we believe that energy conservation is a much better option because it will reduce our bills, and both for homeowners and for businesses. But energy conservation also provides other benefits. Energy conservation, by reducing the demand for natural gas, reduces our greenhouse gas emissions. It reduces the dangerous greenhouse gas emissions that are causing climate change. So that's the second benefit of energy conservation. It reduces our greenhouse gas emissions, which we must do to prevent dangerous climate change. And the third benefit of energy conservation is that it creates jobs right here in Toronto, right here in Ontario, which is much better than importing shale gas from Pennsylvania. Because if we import shale gas from Pennsylvania, what we're doing is we're sending Ontario dollars to the United States to buy that shale gas. And it's much better to spend the money right here in Ontario to do energy conservation that will create jobs right here in Toronto for people who are retrofitting homes to reduce their energy consumption. So that's our view, is there's no need for this $700 million pipeline because energy conservation is the better option. Now people may ask, well, if you're right, if energy conservation is the better option, why is Enbridge proposing a pipeline? Well, the answer is very simple. From Enbridge's perspective, building a $700 million pipeline is more profitable to them, to their shareholders, than expanding their conservation programs to help their customers reduce their bills. So that's the problem, and we need a premier wind to step in, because the Enbridge is regulated by the Ontario Energy Board, which is an agency of the Government of Ontario. And we need Premier Wynne to tell the Ontario Energy Board that she wants them to take a conservation first policy with respect to natural gas. And by conservation first, we mean that gas utilities like Enbridge should be obliged to pursue all the cost-effective energy conservation opportunities before they go before the Ontario Energy Board and ask for permission to build new pipelines to increase our natural gas consumption. And so that's the first thing. Premier Wynne needs to give direction to the Ontario Energy Board and to Enbridge that she wants a conservation first policy. That's the policy that's best for Ontario. And the second thing that the Premier Wynne needs to do is she needs to tell the Ontario Energy Board to make energy conservation the most profitable course of action for Enbridge. Enbridge is a private sector company. It's owned by shareholders, and they will do what's most profitable for them. So we need to align the interests of Enbridge's shareholders with those of its customers in the province of Ontario. We need the Ontario Energy Board to make energy conservation the most profitable course of action for Enbridge, so Enbridge will want to do energy conservation instead of building a $700 million pipeline to import more shale gas from Pennsylvania. Thank you.